On Sunday morning, the 14th of January 2024, a dismembered body was discovered at the trash area. Some body parts in the trash papers and others covered with a bedsheet. The trails of the blood spots was followed, and it was identified where the body came from. Apparently, it came from an Airbnb which had been booked the previous day, Saturday the 13th, at around 4 p.m. It was the caretaker of the building hosting the Airbnb that discovered the body and called the owner of the Airbnb, who later arrived at the scene and knocked at the door to find out why blood was coming from the house. But nobody answered the door, prompting them to enter the house, only to find that the person who had booked the Airbnb was not there. The owner of the Airbnb claimed that the sheets used did not belong to the Airbnb, and the house was completely clean, with no traces of blood found. The murderer tried to clean the scene of crime before fleeing. The CCTV footage of where he collected the keys to the house shows a light-skinned guy holding a black bag and seemed to be in a hurry. The body was later identified as that of a 20-year-old Rita Waeni, a fourth-year student of the Jomo Kenyatta University. The parents' report claimed that they received a message from Rita Waeni's phone on the 14th January at around 5 a.m. demanding a ransom of 500,000 Kenya shillings, which led them to involve the police, where they discovered that their king was already dead. You may be wondering how Rita Waeni ended up in the hands of her killer. Well, Rita has been in communication with a guy on Instagram who later asked to meet up with her. She was hesitant and even asked if he was planning to harm or kill her regarding the circumstances he wanted to meet. He then brushed her off and claimed he wanted to see her since he was flying out of the country. This convinced Rita, and they settled on where they were to meet. The guy did not communicate via calls, but only through Instagram messages. It's on Saturday the 13th when Rita left her aunt's home, saying she was going to meet up with her friend, which was not the case. Her body was decapitated and her head was missing. Even this shocked the government pathologist Johansen Odwall, who said he had never seen such a scene since he started working. On the 21st of January 2024, 1 week later, a head was discovered covered with a blouse on Kiambaa Dam, and the family identified it to be that of their king. It was examined that Rita was hit and strangled before being chopped off with a sharp object, and her bones sliced using a hacksaw. 2 Nigerian men were arrested in connection to Rita Waeni's case, but the main culprit is yet to be found. We can only hope that justice to Rita Waeni is served and that her killer is finally put behind bars. Those who knew Rita Waeni recall her as a very humble girl, a jovial girl, a person who couldn't hide things from her friends. She was always talkative. She could say things that would happen to her, and she could not hide things from her friends. It is such a shock that came to her friends after discovering that she was murdered like an animal. Their merciless killer who is still on the run. We hope that justice is served soon. Kindly subscribe to see more videos.